Welcome aboard, everyone. Simon here from the Wells of Wall Street. Quick fire update here on XDC. So we're going to jump straight into this chart. We're using the KuCoins data here. So XDC on the exchange, if you're looking to purchase. Guys, a couple of observations actually. So recently we did hit our buy opportunity. So we sold some XDC back here in 19 cents. I can't believe it was that long ago already. I think it's actually in August. Which is crazy. And look how long it's taken for this reversal here, this correctional period. Now, this is what I like about this, because it has taken a gradual piece of time. A lot of people just encouraging things like, oh, it's going to rise and rise and rise. It never does that. No chart does that. It does it temporarily, or certainly over a period of time. You then get your corrections. So I was a little bit surprised to have come down again so low to around this 10 cents, but I'm certainly not angry, because we're still in a kind of like a nice little trend line. We're still in a higher position to the previous correction. And for me, guys, personally, this is another opportunity to obtain some more. So I haven't got any more of my XDC portfolio, as it were, to encourage further accumulation. But I am looking with some USDT bags, hopefully over the next day or two, if it remains down here when payday comes, of course, I will be bagging some more, because I think this is ridiculous. Of course, I'm happy that I've got a majority of mine around that 4 cent or lower mark. But you know, it's not all about, oh well, I think this is too expensive because it's higher than what I was buying it previously. I'm not fussed about that. I'm fussed about the long term, because I truly believe XDC, amongst the others like XLM, XRP, well, and XPR to be fair, but XRP, all these key triple X cryptos that we talk about, are going to go absolutely parabolic, guys, over the few years to come. 5-10 years from now, arguably the bigger ones could be in obscene amounts of price value. I think XDC is one of those, just with its relation to our free quarter and everything it's doing on public ledgers and blockchain technology. I think it's an incredible project, and it's so early. We will be looking back at these prices one day and thinking, wow, I'm amazed how low these were and how much of an opportunity we had. This to me just screams out opportunity to bag more. It's not financial advice, but of course we can see that the previous all-time high was at that 19 cent mark. So we've got a long way to go to put ourselves back up to those areas, and I'm hoping we can do that around November time, or towards the end of November at least, and be on this kind of like path, as you can see, kind of like with this possible trend line that we kind of created. But I do see some spikes coming in as the organic growth of charts increase nearer the end of the year, and maybe even tailing into next year, a bit of a delay. There's a lot of FUD going around as well, again from our Bank of England here in the UK, about inflation coming, interest rates rising, and it's like everyone's tired of it. And those that are in the know, i.e. us that are in the crypto space, will realise what's going on, or have realised what's going on already anyway. And that this is the answer, not necessarily XDC, but crypto and blockchain in general. It will be taking over the existing financial systems, no doubt about it. And each project has its own unique scenario and solution. And XDC has its own, and it's going to be a powerhouse in my opinion. So, like I said, for me, I was surprised it went down to the 10 cent mark or there or thereabouts. So I think the lowest we've got to in the lowest point is 10.5. So this previous low on the 21st of September hitting just under 10 cents. So it's almost like we're trying to confirm that 10 cents ish is pretty much the next support level before we can start rising ourselves up again. What I do want to see in this next run though, coming up, whether it be in a few weeks time or not, is pushing us past these previous 15 cents barriers. But in order for us to do that, I do anticipate like maybe a tailed movement, so we try and attack that area again and probably come down lower, maybe to that 12 to 13 cent mark before a big push up past the 15 and up to the 20. That's how I kind of see it happening. I'll draw that in so you know what I'm kind of talking about. I don't anticipate to go exactly like I'm drawing it here, obviously, but I do hope to see like a tail up. We might get a bit of position here, tail up around to this 15 cent mark, hopefully get a wick above it. And I do hope the momentum's there enough for us to travel around here before kicking up again. But it might be that we come back down, testing these lower regions here before a nice tail up towards December, as I mentioned. Not necessarily, like I said, I hope it doesn't look like that, because that's bloody terrible. But at least it kind of gives you an idea of where I'm trying to see this going. and where I think it will be going towards that December period. So let's see how that plays out. Like I said, it's not exactly that kind of drawing, but you see my mentality of these specific support areas being of interest and making sure that we hit those and support those, because we don't want to see a parabolic rise, guys, because we'll just see a big drop down, not necessarily immediately, but certainly over a small period of time we'll see that. And we saw that here, guys. I mean, look at that. This big giant run from 5th of August, obviously the tail off of the previous correction, 5th of August, all the way up to 19, and then slowly but surely we come back down here. And that in my mind was like, well, actually we don't know where the support level is because we haven't got a gigantic amount of historic data, not necessarily in this KuCoin database, but in general. And I think that it's right of us to be down checking these areas again for the health of the project, for the health of the chart moving forwards. The RSI, guys, is quite low here at 37. I wish payday was today, but unfortunately it's in a couple of days' time, so I don't want to just FOMO in for the sake of it and leave myself short or anything like that. But these areas are of great interest to me. The MACD is in a lower area. Hopefully that will start narrowing again before a switchover. But yeah, guys, I mean, the momentum of this selling volume is quite interesting. I think a bit of a shakeout and perhaps people losing patience. But I'm just waiting. I'm just waiting for the tail off of this to occur. It's not as big as the previous ones, if you notice. So there's a lot more holders in this version round. And I think this is just kind of confirming what we're saying, that we're looking for that new support mechanism, or confirming the support levels at the current sort of levels that they are before we can push up. If it drops down below 10 cents, I'm not going to be massively angry, because again, that's an opportunity. I'll be quite surprised if it does happen. That's not saying it won't happen, but I think we've got some good resistance and support mechanisms around those areas already. You see down here, as we mentioned, about this 10 cent bang on area, and that could be a possible opening. But it looks like we're trying to gain traction around this level here, around 10.8 cents. And it's something that was rejected on the last 3 days. So hopefully today's traction can put us into a bit of a green momentum, or at least level us off here, because I think next 2 or 3 days around this area are quite important for us to then badger ourselves back up to 11 or 11.5 cents. So guys, let us know what you think in the comments below about these kind of movements and our thoughts behind this kind of terribly obscene drawing that we've made. Yeah, just let us know. But I do think with this bearish momentum currently still in play, that we're going to be doing a bit of a bouncing around here. But the RSI is low enough for me to sort of think in my mind that we're coming towards the end of this and trying to tail this support mechanism here, keep that kind of trend line moving. In fact, let's just move that quickly more in line with where we are currently, so you can kind of see what I'm talking about from these previous points here. Let me just grab that one a bit further over here as well. It's trying to keep that momentum. So we're on the lower spectrum of this whole entire funnel that we're trying to create here towards this all-time high that we saw previously. And hopefully, yeah, like I said, come mid-November to the end of November, we'll be back up here. That's my thought process. Let us know what you think. I'm going to wrap that up there, guys, and hopefully we'll do an update on XDC in the next couple of days, or if anything critical happens, we will jump on another video for you. That's the update, guys. We'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.